What's up, dudes and dudettes to the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be taking a look at GoNNER, or GoNNER, or I don't know how you say it. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastic and wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better. Before we get started, let me just say, this game's great. Like, seriously, it's a roguelike, insane type of cartoonish, abstract styled game that just... No, but seriously, I'm just gonna hop right into the game just to show you what it is. And I do want to establish and get a heads up to everybody right off the hop that I am going to be using my old file just so I can kind of show you some of the different aspects of the game. So this is kind of the tree of heads, let's call it, right? So we are just a body with little legs, and we tell Death over here to choose. Do we want this head or do we want this one? Near as I can tell, the only difference between them is, I don't know if it's got to do with defense or if it's just got to do with your total amount of health. And these heads, you're going to be finding periodically while you're exploring the world. So you're kind of like... It's a very good incentive to collect them all, right? And we'll kind of mess around with some of these a little bit later, but otherwise, these are all the starting guns, and I'm just gonna grab this one right here, just to show you. This one's a bit of a laser. You normally end up getting this one a little bit later, but we'll do that at another point in time. And then there's just our normal gun right here, and then there's our shotgun, which we're gonna end up using just our normal gun right now. And then we get a backpack aspect as well. So what that's going to do is change your special ability, let's say. So with this shark one, we end up using it, and it just does insane amount of machine gun ammo while not actually using any ammo. The backpack is going to end up replenishing your ammo, and all of these are on a cooldown as well, by the way. And then this last one, which is the furthest I got anyways, is going to be a power-up that puts a big explosion of gas all around you that's just gonna take care of everything. But we're just gonna use the default gun and the default backpack right now so that we can hop right in, and I'll just show you the basic experience, right? So, I mean, already it's just so weird, isn't it? Like, it's just great. There's something about it that really... It's just so cool, you know? So, of course, just shooting enemies, double jumps. I love the fact that when you double jump, it, like, creates a floor under your character and stuff like that. The game is extremely well responsive in the controls and stuff like that. And that, I think, is the biggest appeal about the game, is the fact that it just works so well, you know? So, right there, too, we ended up getting tagged by the enemies, and we dropped our head. So we had to go and pick it up again. Otherwise, we would have ended up getting one shot, right? But you did notice, okay, well then how did we end up defeating them? Just like that wise guy jumping on top of their heads, just like Mario and stuff, right? And then for some reason we take these weird portal worms to the other areas. And then the top left corner is our finances, let's call it. That right there, that's money in the bank that we end up using at the shop, which can end up getting us new supplies, new items and stuff like that. And you kind of see how the level is like creating itself as you go by it. So that's kind of a nice aspect of the game where it adds a little bit of strategy to it, I guess I would say. You know, it's never really at the point... What is with this guy? Geez, screw him. It's never really at the point where you can't see where you're going or anything like that, but obviously is going to make certain platforming aspects that you'll come across later on a little bit more difficult, just because of the fact that, you know, you have to watch the generation of the level and stuff like that. But there's so many nice little nuances that you might not notice, like every time we're shooting and stuff like that, we kind of juggle ourselves in the air a little bit, you know, and also like currency and stuff like that, just kind of hovering in the air until you end up getting close enough to it, then it falls down. Even at the beginning right there, we could potentially sit and wait inside this worm as long as we want to give the player a little bit of a break, and then as soon as we end up pressing a button, we jump right out of it and actually start fighting and stuff like that, right? So again, that's the nice thing about this backpack, is the fact that we pretty much have infinite ammo right now, because otherwise that does end up becoming a little bit of a thing, which, I mean, granted, we would have infinite of all the other stuff as well. And the fact that it's roguelike obviously means the fact that it's all random generated. You know, like this is all new terrain. This is something that I haven't seen before. And I think, anyways, don't quote me on this one, but I'm pretty sure, oh boy, I'm pretty sure that the game actually has, oh my goodness. Hey, jeez Louise. Where'd our gun go? Okay, it's over here. There we go. Because otherwise, yeah, every time we get tagged, we're losing our gun and everything like that, right? But the game seems to have a little bit of a difficulty curve where if we end up blasting through everything like really easy, we're gonna end up fighting more and more enemies, which could just be random chance, you know, it could be that that's not even a thing. But anyways, here's the shop, right? So this is normally where you end up getting this skull, and you can see 3 currency. That's the other thing too, is this game doesn't hold your hand, you just jump right on in, and you gotta learn a lot of this stuff for yourself. So this is gonna be that laser gun that I ended up showing at the beginning. So you can technically get it earlier, but of course you can always get the random generation to run into it a little later on. I think the difference between our default skull and this one is that this one ends up giving us less health overall, but I think anyways, I haven't played enough of the game to tell that this one's got a little bit more defense, so when we end up getting tagged by enemies, we're not going to end up losing it. And we can also always grant this guy some currency. We dropped our weapon, I didn't mean to. Grant this guy some currency to kind of resupply and kind of just change the items that he could end up having, right? So now we're gonna end up getting to the first mini boss. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to do this, because otherwise off camera it was actually giving me a very hard time. Because, I mean, obviously there's a zillion enemies we gotta be very careful of. Oh my goodness, no! I think I'm already dead. Ah! Jeez Louise! So those big demons right there, those guys are like special ones that we really gotta watch out for. Gotta constantly be moving, otherwise, oh my goodness, you'll just get your butt kicked. Like, seriously? You can jump on them, as you saw, we ended up doing that, but for the most part, those enemies, like, they just give me so much trouble, man, because they just keep dashing at you and dashing at you. But it's really fun and fast-paced and challenging. And then this is the second area, right? So every time you end up beating a boss, or maybe that was just a mini boss, I don't know, we'll end up getting to this big, beautiful guy. And he loves us. He takes care of us. I call him Space Dad. I mean, he's adorable, and it's just, I don't know why he's like healing us, and maybe later on he ends up moving away or becoming a boss or something. I don't know, but that's what I mean. Like, the style of this game is what really speaks to me and says, oh man, this is great. So now we're in the second type of area, right? Stronger enemy types, platforming that we're gonna have to worry about. Oh boy. And then also just in general, like you see those platforms down there are kind of getting, oh boy, I didn't even know where I went. We lost our gun. Ooh, we lost our gun. Oh well. Let's see how far we can end up getting without a gun though. Aha, there's a new one. Give it to me. I need it. No. Oh no. Okay, I ended up dead. Ooh, you gotta tap the jump button like a man so that you can try and save as much of your currency as you can. Now, if we try again, we're just gonna start at the beginning, and if we visit death, we're gonna be going back to that main screen where we're gonna be able to choose some of our new equipment and stuff like that. And if we try again, where does this end up spewing us out? Where does this put us? Does this put us right back at the beginning? Yeah, it seems like it does. I don't know the difference between try again and going to the Grim Reaper again. I think the only difference is that maybe you're not really doing as well with your gear and you want to end up swapping it out, right? So that's why you would end up going and restarting. But as you can see, we're back at the beginning of the game. That's pretty much the furthest I could get because the difficulty curve of that next area always just wrecks me. But seriously, I mean, I have not seen a stylized game like this in a very long time, and I actually would highly recommend it. Like, that's the whole thing too, is not only does it have all of the style, but it plays very tight and very well as well, you know? Like, even with the infinite wall jumping and the double jumps and everything like that. Fantastic game. So links will be in the description for everything, folks. That's all the time that we have for today, though, because I don't think I'm gonna get any further than that. This game is very difficult too, while also having very tight controls, so it's entirely like possible to get through it, you know? But anyways, links are in the description, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Would very much appreciate it. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.